Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike and we're back working for Dirt Perfect. We're taking that truck, not that one, the Mack, the Semi over there, and we're hauling some more of this clay pipe. Now last time I hauled these, I broke 3 of them total in the loading process. Dirt Perfect's hauled some more out since then as well. Now we're changing things up a little bit too on the strategy to get the pipe a little bit closer to try to cut down on the offload time. The plan is to just ball haul through the field with the truck until we get stuck, and then that will be the new offload site. That's the plan. That's what we're doing, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Step 1 is always fluids. Huh? Isn't that fancy? He's got some of that electricity down here now with the lights, which is great for the cameras and the action, of course. We are also going to, 1, increase the longevity of these 2 fingers on these leather gloves. 2, talk a little bit about weight limits on bridges, because boy, was that a hot topic last time. Oh, the chocolate milk and Pepsi combo must have been a big day. Probably ought to take care of this real quick. That ruined a day pretty fast. Gotta make sure I get all my chains out too, because I cover up all these compartments. Alright, showtime. Let's get to work. Might need to slide those forks together. Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Let's see what they look like. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to slide those forks together. When they're tilted down, they kind of hang off this plate a little bit easier back here, so you can slide them a little bit easier. They do have lockers in the front, but I don't know that we've ever locked a set of forks. Probably be all right like that. So I mean, when you tilt it down, it takes the pressure off that rail. If you're tilted up, you're fighting that friction too.
feller here is a longer one, and the ones next to it are a little shorter. So we're going to take this longer one out, go ahead and set it on by itself. I'm going to try to get all the longer ones on the bottom and the shorter ones on top. Normally I try to grab 2 at a time, but since these are different lengths, we're not gonna. And one thing I forgot to check, I'm looking at it now. I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. But it looks like he pulled the shims out of the trailer, so we'll probably put those shims back in before we take off too. A little further probably. Oh, we got to slide her another. Okay. Oh, easy there, feller. There you go, slam into it. I bet that's it. Oh, that looks real nice. Now we should just be able to match that. Now you tell me, with your best judgment, this is going to be a fun game. These 2 pipes here, are they the same length, longer, or shorter than the one I just put on? They are the same. All right. Some of these pipe have a little curve to them. They're not sitting. See how it's got that bow in it? I may have to go around and rearrange these just a little bit, but it's looking good. One more long one on the back, and then we'll start doing the short ones. All right, last 2 for this load, then we'll get chained down. That means when we come back, whenever we come back, we'll be picking from, there's a couple, let me pan for you. There's a couple over there we'll get, then we'll be picking from the old precarious pyramid there. The precarious pipe pyramid put in place by Perfect himself. The precarious pipe pyramid put in place by Perfect himself. There you go, huh? That's not bad. That's kind of fun. Easy there. She's just, when she releases, she wants to release. There's no easing today. That's okay. That's all right. Whoa, bud, we're going backwards. See, now you did. Yeah, that's what's going to get me today. There you go. Right there. Just put him down. No, they need to go forwards a little bit now. Yep, this is how we're going to break them. Let's see what they look like from the back side. I think this will be okay. Let's see. Oh, that'll work. That'll work fine. They're off that side a little bit more, but not much. And since we're going down a narrow county road and we're over width, I'm okay with them hanging off this side a touch. Not a big deal. Let's park this loader. Let's get chained down. So we are all chained down, ready to go. Straps on some of these, edge protection for the straps, edge protection for the pipe from the chain, because I think that would cause some issues if it was in direct contact, but everything looks good. Everything's chained down. We got the one all the way across the top as well. Just bonus strappage going on for the forks there. Flags, signs. We're ready to go. I did put the shims in. Somebody was asking last video how much height that adds under the deck for the shims. I'm actually not 100% sure. If we have time at the end of the video when we're empty, we'll measure it with the shims in, take the shims out, and then remeasure it and see what kind of clearance that gives us. But let's hit the road. Let's see what happens. The rain's holding off. I really hope we can get the truck out in the field for at least the first one. That's gonna save us an immense amount of time. We have got to hit the road, fellas. How you doing? Busy day in the town of Derby. Yeah. Of course, if we get out in the field and then the rain catches us and we get stuck, well, that's probably also going to be classified as a difference maker today as well. Mike hauled some loads the other day at the skid steer, and he agreed it's just too daggone far with the skid steer. It's a lot of wear and tear on that machine. It's also just very slow tracking speed, even when you're in high gear, if you want to call it that. It's just a slow machine all around. And the wheel loader is a lot faster. So the plan now is to offload these all by the edge of the road or close to the edge of the road. And then when it dries out and we get all the pipe moved, or when he starts the tiling job, we will then truck the wheel loader in and use that to carry the pipe where we need. Because one, we can carry more pipe, and two, it's just got a faster ground speed. But it's got to be dry. The wheel loader does not do good in slimy conditions. All right, we gotta get this car around me. I think they're paying attention. I've never seen a car not pay attention. Oh yeah. No, yeah, you get closer. The closer you get. All right, we're just gonna have to come to a complete stop. And then we're gonna have to do this. And we're waving, but they're so close I can't even see their headlights. Oh, there, they got it. Okay. I'll hit you for your ride there, why don't you? Have a good day, ma'am. Okay.
don't know. Let's make sure there's no super big wet spots. I don't think I can get back to where the pipe is, but I do need to get turned around. And I'm debating if I want to, I think I'm just going to do the old gain some speed and try to make a loop type thing. You ever try to do something to cut time and then ends up just adding a whole bunch of time? There are 3 houses on this road. 3 houses. It is by far the busiest dead-end road I've ever seen. These people go in and out like 20 times. It's just insanity. All right. Well, now you get to watch a recovery video. That's fine. I'm not worried about it. It's not that big of a deal. We didn't really sink. We're just spinning on stalks. So, figure it's probably better to stop before we actually dig in. We're just spinning on the wet stalks. Okay. It is raining though, and I don't really want to work in the rain too much today. Or if I can reach that. Oh, I can reach that for sure. All right, let's get the skid steer. So I'm curious about these shorter ones. Oh boy. Let's try something. Is it happy? I don't think so. No? No, that's not happy at all. All right, so that's not gonna work. Maybe if I got 2 on the ground, we could back 2 that way. I don't know. Let's try 2 on the ground. Mike said he was able to do 2 short ones, but it was a little sketchy. I don't know what that means. We're see if we can't find out here. Oh, whoo. Let's find out what sketchy means. Okay. All right. It's like a ship on the ocean. But you can't quite go as fast. Interesting. Like this
truck that just came in, it drove back to that house, turned around, and now it's coming back out. I think people literally just come to see the show. I don't think the people that come back here when we're unloading actually live here. I don't know. It's so much traffic when we're over here. You want to try 2 long ones for fun though? The ground is a little bit more solid today than what it was when Mike and I hauled the first time. You want to see what 2 long ones feel like? Oh, they don't see the problem here. Well, we tried. Oh, don't smack me. Nice and easy, like. Nice and easy. Beautiful. This is the last pipe of this trip. Last pipe of this trip. Oh, easy fella. Let's back her down, bud. There we go. Drive out there just so I don't have to walk, but got all my chains and straps picked up and cleaned up. Looks good. Like I said, we weren't really sinking, we're just kind of skimming on some slime. We'll try it empty real quick. I think I'm still gonna spin, but we'll give it a go. Worst case scenario, we'll pull with that. I wouldn't say we're stuck just yet. Might have to give her a pull, and that's okay if we do. She's not far from going though. Yeah, we'll give her a little pull. Face protector. All right. All right, things are gonna get ugly here, hold on. All right. Well, I think I am stuck now. All right. What are my options? What are my options here? Ain't that a bummer? A little bit more hand digging around the drives. Like the material itself, I mean, I guess it's pretty slimy. See if we can back up just a little bit here. Maybe we can get ourselves out of that hole. You know what, I'm gonna move the skid steer so if we actually get a little momentum, we can just go. This farm needs some tile, you know? That didn't work. All right, let's. Here's the deal. We're sitting here on level 2, right? You got the volume control. You got 1 through 10. I had a good friend tell me, he said if 1 doesn't work, don't waste time on 2 through 9. Just go ahead and crank it. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's do it. We got a skid steer. Let's dig out. Get this thing out of here. We're wasting time. We're wasting time on the lower volume. You know what I mean. I don't want to get anybody excited, but it moved a little bit. It moved a little bit. Let me move this rig out of the way. Let me get that chain off. I think we're close to the old rock'em sock'em. Maybe that's just for dump trucks. By the way, the microphone died kind of like my motivation, so adjust your volume accordingly. Oh dear, that's how you break a headlight. Okay. Where do you guys want to ride at? Out of all things that I thought would have gone wrong, it wasn't the power steering, honestly. And oi, fellas, ladies. Yeah, it's a defeat kind of day. It's a shame. I really like the hands kind of day, honestly. Okay, let's go. I just messaged Mike. I said, what are you getting into? And he said, getting ready to do a podcast with Grandma. What's up?
Yeah, I'll tell him later. Let's let him have a good podcast. There's no reason to ruin a good podcast. Power steering box, right here. Gotta figure out which one of these blew. No time is sitting here wasting time. Might as well go ahead and take it off. Let's break that off there. Maybe a little twisty twist. Man, that thing is on there now. I'm gonna break it. There it goes. Mike said, how low is it? I'd say all of it. So to get everybody caught up to speed, because I feel like the filming got a little hectic, the drive tires and the trailer tires, they're floating on top. They're riding fine. But the steer axle, well, it found a heck of a soft spot and buried itself down to the axle. And basically the front wheels are just chalked, and I can't get enough traction to get out of that hole I'm in. This is actually pretty cool. This was a neighbor who saw me out in the field and came by and offered to help pull me out. Now, unfortunately, since I blew that power steering hose and the power steering system was completely dry, I didn't want to run the truck and burn up the power steering pump, so I didn't have any power from the truck to help. I think if the truck was running, between the truck driving and his tractor, we probably could have got it, but him just pulling dead weight, and even with me pushing on the back with him pulling from the front, we just couldn't quite get it out of that hole. Now, another neighbor named Carly, and there's Carly there, I'll tell you a little bit more about him in a minute. He actually works night shift, and when he got up, which was around 1 o'clock, he saw me out in the field. He came over, and he ran me to town to get a replacement hose. Well, unfortunately, I didn't pay enough attention. I thought I grabbed the right hose, the one that was leaking. There was definitely a little hole in it, and it was definitely covered in oil. Unfortunately, it was not the correct hose. So hopefully we're all caught up to speed on what's going on. In real life, Mike will take back over. That is Carly. He lives across the road. His wife is who was on vacation with Chelsea. Chelsea and his wife went on a vacation together. New videos coming out on Wild Roots, by the way. Anyway, Carly and I have known each other for a long time. In fact, we both used to work at the same place Mike and I used to work, that kitchen remodel company. And Carly used to work for Mike a little bit too. And we've known each other for a long time. And Carly is saving my butt right now. He ran me to town to pick up another line. It's pretty close to what was there. It doesn't have the protection, but it should be enough that we can fire it up. And hopefully with the power of the truck and the skid steer, we'll be able to pull out. We're gonna pull it up out of there instead of going through. The truck just keeps sinking, so we're worried if we come out, then the drives are gonna be in that same problem. Also, it might get worse as we go. So we're gonna hook the skid steer back up on that end. Carly's got experience there. He's gonna run the skid steer, I'm gonna run the truck, and we're gonna try to get back out of this hole. Yeah, so like I said, I actually took off the wrong power steering hose, and at that point, the auto parts store we were going to was closed, so Carly then ran me back to Derby so I could grab the 140 with the CD500. Oh, we got another machine. I don't know if you noticed. Carly's getting squared up on the chains. There we go. It's just that easy. Maybe. It's part of getting stuck. You got it. It's really not that deep of a hole. It
just chalked the wheels.
Yeah.
Go anywhere.
That's wild. Wild and crazy. Okay. Yeah, if you want to steer just a little bit. So the new plan was to at least get it out of the field and to the side of the road. The following morning, I could go back to the auto parts store, Schaefer and Pollen, and get the hose that I need to get the thing up and running. The whole reason we want to get it out of the field tonight, you can kind of see in the distance, there's supposed to be a couple inches of rain, and we knew if we didn't get it out and then, when it was relatively dry, we were going to be in for a world of hurt after that 2 inches of rain. So we get the truck out to the side of the field, and we'll fix it in the next part of the video. I know we pulled it quite a ways, but the plan is this is kind of a downhill
and it's really like way drier, way more solid up here. So hopefully when I get that repaired tomorrow morning, I'll be able to use that hill and get out of here. It's supposed to rain a lot tonight though, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's literally dusty. I don't know. I thought wrong. That's all that matters at this point. Okay. I've got the hose. We're gonna take that truck back. We'll take this past the shop in the morning, get a new hose made, get it back together, get the Mack back to the shop. I might have somebody shuttle me though, because I got 2 trucks here, don't I? We'll figure it out. So if you've never seen the inside of a fire hose, this is called a double jacketed line. This is what you use for structural firefighting. It's got an inner liner, it's got an inner jacket and an outer jacket. The canvas part here, that's your double jacket, and you got an inner liner there made of rubber to help reduce friction loss whenever you're pumping. So anyway, I'm just going to be using the outer jacket. I'll cut this to the size I need down there. Using the inner liner with the inner jacket, it's just going to be too thick to fit in some of those brackets. So I'm just going to use the outer jacket. That should be plenty. That is the main job of the outer jacket on the hose, is rub protection or abrasion protection. Perfect. What we got there? 15/16. It's pretty much just a drizzle. It's not a heavy rain, but once you open the hood, you kind of expose the top side of the breather. And for some reason, I have a random oversized googly eye on the truck, but it fits just perfect there, doesn't it? It's definitely chillier today. Get these. Oh, this is where I'm gonna put that edge protection, is right here where it hits the rail on the brackets. The brackets all have that nice rubber all the way around, so I'm not worried about it on the brackets. But right here where it rubs on that rail that sits down here, I'll put a little bit of edge protection on that. Or abrasion protection, you know what I'm talking about. Just try to wrap it around there as neat as possible. Do one more. It doesn't look the prettiest, but I don't care how it looks, you know? I don't want it to make another weak spot on the hose by rubbing there. Looks don't matter. Being able to drive down the road matters. So I'm getting this thing filled with oil. I just filled it all the way to the top
left the cap off, bumped it a few times, letting the system pull the oil down into it. I'll put a little bit more oil in, do that a couple more times. It needs to pull the oil down into it, run out the other side, and any air that's in there, it needs to be able to push it back out the return line, back up into here. And in theory, as it pulls the oil out, we can add more in, air comes out. Hopefully it doesn't, you know. So that shows good on the dipstick now after doing that a few times and working the wheel back and forth a little bit. Everything looks good here, nothing's leaking, nothing's blowing out. I got the airline for the fan clutch zip tied back up on there. We'll trim those up in a little bit. Next step is get this rig out on the road. My original plan was to backhaul the 140 and then come back and get the truck, because, you know, 2 trucks, 1 driver. But I think I'm gonna try to go ahead and just get both of them on there. I don't know if I can get them to fit, but we'll give it a go. We'll see what happens here. Here's the hole on the old one, by the way. See right there? That's where it was sitting on that piece of frame. So hopefully that fire hose adds a little protection. We don't have that issue again. Yeah, I'm just not going to be able to get the truck and the track on there. It's hoping I can get it far enough up, and then where the boom sat, it would just kind of nest in there. But that's not going to work, so we'll just put the truck on. We'll haul the truck out first, and we'll come back for the excavator. One last quick walk around before we take off with the pickup. Just making sure I didn't get too crazy with it. Plus, you know, that ain't going nowhere. Obligatory, have to do it. Think that'll be fine. Everything looks good there. We're good there. We'll do a tug test just to make sure, since we did detach. We'll drive real slow down the gravel, try to keep as much mud on the tires as possible, and then we get to the pavement, we'll try to clean them out. Couldn't figure out what that whistling was. I forgot about the googly eye, but we got her now. Okay. Anyway, Mike said he made it out of here and going right the other day, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna try it anyway.
All right. Whenever I say tug test, so this is, I can operate the trailer brake manually there. Anytime I unhook or hook up, I always do a tug test to make sure everything's connected. It's kind of hard to see. Where's the trailer? So trailer brake's on, tractor brake's off, and you just kind of pull forward gently. That way, if I miss something in the fifth wheel connection or on the detach process, if it's gonna unhook, it'll unhook there and not on the highway. Probably should have done that the first time, huh? That was a lot easier. Okay. They're all hooked up. Chains, one on each corner. Corner boom. Flags, signage. We don't need the tag on the 140, it's light enough, so we're gonna leave her up. Doors closed. Yeah, we're good. I think I did a pretty good job of keeping that road clean too. There's just a little bit down there, but it's not bad. Made a little mess on the side, but not too terrible. That section of road looks great. CD500 is away. Bubble 140 is put away. The Mack is put away. We didn't break any pipe. We got that going for us, don't we? Check out this thing. They've got a Facebook page. I follow them on Facebook. And it's pretty awesome. They don't have YouTube, but they do have a Facebook page. You know how barges can't go to the grocery store? That's their grocery store. They take the stuff out to barges. It's pretty cool. I don't really have an outro for this. I think the video speaks for itself. All in all though, honestly, not bad. Everything is fine. Everything's running. We got one load of pipe in. We wanted to try to see if we could get the truck out to that pile to save some time. Turns out, not yet, but that's fine. I was gonna work on the barn the second half of next week because I planned on picking up the rest of the timber for the siding after I got those first two loads hauled because it was gonna go so smooth, but that didn't happen. So I'm gonna pick up the lumber for the barn next week from the local sawmill, and then maybe we'll do it the following week. I don't know. Anyway, my point is I feel bad because I didn't get enough pipe hauled for Mike, so I'll start working on the barn the second half of next week. I'm going to truck pipe a couple days to try to make it up, but the first half of the week, the next video, YouTube floor system. That's it. It's coming. That is what we're doing. I've got my key today. If you lose keys a lot like I do, I just keep them individual. That way when I lose one key, I don't lose them all. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. As soon as I get this thing, you gotta give it a, there we go. All right, see you guys later. Catch you on the next one. Or I normally say something, just insert that there, would you, bud?